Hello my yoga friends, thanks for joining me. I'm trying something different today, working outside, so we'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and come to a comfortable seat. Begin to lengthen and soften the breath. You can either soften your gaze or close the eyes down. Start to roll the shoulders down the back, bringing the shoulder blades together on the back and creating space between the collarbones. Pulling the low belly in and lengthening the sides of the torso. And just turning your attention inward, starting to notice quality of your thoughts and the breath. Just making the observation without attachment. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, go ahead and take that. Go ahead and take the time to do that now. On an inhale, taking the arms around and up, looking up. Exhale, pressing the palms together to heart center. Inhale, reaching around and up, active fingertips. Exhale, actively pressing palms together. Inhale, and exhale. Go ahead and take the right hand down to the mat, left arm extends, inhaling here, feeling the stretch in the armpit and the bicep, and then rainbowing up and over, keeping lots of space between the ear and the shoulder. Seeing if you can look up under that left arm, making a little more space in the shoulder, rolling the ribs toward the sky. One more deep breath here. Exhale, soften and bend a little more deeply. And on your inhale, come on up and we'll go to the other side. Inhale the right arm out to the right. And exhale, rainbowing up and over. Remembering that space between the ear and the shoulder, plugging the shoulder down the back. So not lifting it up out of the socket. And then opening up a little more, seeing if you can roll the ribs up toward the sky. Looking up under that right arm, maybe coming down to the elbow with the left arm. And deep breaths, filling the belly and the lungs. Exhale, soften and bend. One more. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And on your next inhale, come on up. And we're going to walk the hands forward, lengthen the spine. So just reaching the crown of the head forward. Sometimes it can feel good to get a little traction with the fingertips and stretch the spine long. And then softening the chest towards the earth. And get into the low back. Breathing into the low back. Broadening the back body with the breath. And on an inhale, press your way up, and we're going to come down around onto our hands and knees, finding child's pose. So pressing the hips to the heels and walking the fingertips forward, feeling the length between the vertebrae as it happens. So breathing space allowing the torso and the back body to expand. And sending the breath to any areas that feel particularly tight, perhaps the hips, perhaps the shoulders. One more deep inhale. Maybe look at the fingertips, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, soften down, release the forehead to the earth. And on your next inhale, prepare to come up to your hands and knees and find tabletop. We're going to go ahead and take cat-cow here, but first arrange your tabletop. So the wrists are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips, and you're engaged, like the fingertips are pressing into the mat, and you're creating a tension, almost like you're turning two dials outward with your palms. They're not going anywhere, but there's that energetic exchange. And then we're going to curl the tailbone up, drop the belly, look forward, pull palms towards you, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, belly to spine, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, pulling palms towards you, imagine the hips broadening. Exhale, round, pressing extra firmly into the index finger and thumb. Exhale, all the air out. And then inhale back to your neutral tabletop. Let's go ahead and open the side body a little. So taking the left arm up to the sky, inhale deeply here. And then exhale, taking that left shoulder down to the earth, setting it down, and coming up onto the right fingertips so you can twist a little more. Soften the left shoulder into the earth. On your next exhale, press extra firmly into that right hand, come back up, and we'll go to the right side. Inhale the right arm up towards the sky. Deep breath, open the side body, and exhale, set it down. Setting that right shoulder down, and then you can come up onto the left fingertips, see if that helps you twist a little more. But release the tension of the right shoulder down into the earth. Allow it to soften, allow a stretch on that shoulder. And deep belly breath. So filling the belly and the lungs with each breath. One more deep inhale. And on the exhale, press the left palm into the mat. Come on up. We're going to take spinal extension next. So we reach the right arm forward, like you're going to shake somebody's hand, and then spread the fingers nice and wide. Keep that right shoulder plugging back and down into the socket. And now press extra firmly into the left palm. Inhale the right leg behind you. Reach through the heel. Toes are pointing down, and actually turn them in slightly to level that hip. Inhale here. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, reach it forward, stretch, lengthen the spine. Gaze is down. Exhale. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach it forward one last time before setting the palm down and the knee down. And preparing to go to the other side. One breath in and out. And then inhale the left arm forward, spread the fingers. And then inhale the right leg back behind you, stretch. If you could imagine each breath lengthening the spaces between your vertebrae. And then exhale, round the spine, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach it forward. Press into your index finger and thumb a little more. Inhale, reach it forward. And set the palm down, set the knee down. Press back into child's pose. Breathe here. And we're going to inhale up to tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the knees, find your downward facing dog. And then take a few moments in your downward facing dog, just finding something that feels good. So whether that's pedaling the feet out, or lengthening the sides of the waist, or if you're just sending the sitting bones toward the sky and sinking the heels toward the earth. Whatever you're doing, breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Let's see if we can sink the heels towards the earth, sink the armpits towards the earth a little more. And we're going to activate through the right leg, lifting it up and back behind us, press through the heel, lengthen. 3 deep breaths here as you press the heel away from you, and again keeping the hips level. Maybe see if you can lift a little higher. And exhale, slowly set it down. Inhale the left leg up and back, press through the heel. Soften the right heel towards the earth. Make sure that left hip is even with the right, so maybe turn those toes in so the inner thigh shines toward the sky. Lift a little higher as you inhale. And exhale, slowly set it down. Inhale, bend the knees, send the sitting bones up, and then come high on the toes, round forward, bring shoulders over wrists. We're going to flow with this. So bend the knees, send the hips back, and then round forward. Inhale, hips up and back. Exhale, round. Inhale, knees and hips come up. Exhale, round, and hold here in your high plank, rounding the shoulders. Pull the low belly in and creating that tension between your palms and your feet. Like you're going to pull the mat apart in all directions, and then shift the shoulders forward, bend the elbows, come to chaturanga, and then slowly all the way down to the mat. Release the tops of the feet, bring the shoulder blades together. Cobra, elbows squeeze the ribs. Press back, child's pose. And inhaling up to tabletop and finding your way to downward facing dog. We're going to lift the right leg up and back, reach through the heel and lengthen. Lift a little higher. Soften the left heel towards the earth. And on an exhale, draw the knee into the chest, around the spine. See if you can find the space to step it through to your high lunge. Bend the left knee. Tuck the tailbone and then re-extend through that left heel. It might challenge your balance, that's okay. And then as you feel balanced, raising the arms up and breathing into the shoulders, broadening here. And then turning the pinkies towards each other so you can find more space in the shoulders. Bring your gaze up. Deep breath here, filling the belly and the lungs. we're going to take the arms behind us like we're flying, palms face down. Inhale, bring them up. High lunge. Look up. Exhale. Stare down at your toes. Fly the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Flying lunge. Inhale. High lunge. Hold. Let's go ahead and take our left hand down to the left thigh, right arm up and over. Little twist. And then frame the foot. Step it back. Lower down to your knees or lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Just press the chest forward. Maybe take a dog, lifting the thighs and hips off the mat. And then exhale, press back, child's pose. Rest here. Reconnect to the breath. And on an inhale, come up to tabletop, tuck the toes, down dog. Send the sitting bones up towards the sky. You can sway the hips, lengthening the sides of the waist. Pressing your chest towards your thighs and sinking the shoulders towards the earth. We're going to lift the left leg up and back. Reach through the heel and lengthen. Shine that inner thigh up towards the sky. Maybe lift a little more. Couple more breaths here. Drawing your index fingers and thumbs towards each other energetically. One more deep breath here. Exhale, bring the knee in around the spine. Make space to step it through. And then finding your way up to high lunge. Little bend in the right knee, tuck the tailbone, then re-extend through that heel. And then bringing the arms up as you're ready. Breathe into the upper back, broaden the shoulders. Bend into that left knee a little more. And extend through the right heel. Feel that stretch in the quad and then the gaze up, and then exhale, fly your lunge, palms face down. Inhale, lift, high lunge, gaze is up, exhale, lying high, inhale, actually flying low, and flying low, close to the ground. Inhale it up, look up. Exhale, right hand, the back of the right thigh, left arm up and over, a little twist. And then coming back down, frame the foot, put the left foot back to meet the right, and either lower knees, chest, chin, or bring the shoulders forward, bend the elbows, Chaturanga, bring the belly down, pull the shoulder blades together, tops of the feet, press into the mat. Shoulder blades come together on the back. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Breathe here, rest here. On an inhale, coming up to tabletop, tuck the toes, find downward dog, breathing your down dog. Find any little movement that feels good, or just sink into your down dog, lifting the tailbone high, pulling the belly in, pressing the chest toward the thighs. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to chest. We're going to repeat that. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to chest. Pull it in. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to chest, round the spine. Step it through. And then drop the back heel. Cartwheel up to Warrior Two. Now in Warrior Two, you want to make sure your knee is not going forward of your ankle and that your shoulders are over your hips. We'll back toes turn slightly in from parallel to the short edge of the mat. And then the gaze is forward over that front middle finger. Shoulder blades are squeezing together on the back. There's a lot going on here. And you're always searching for that perfect spot that you never ever find. But always adjusting towards better. Breathe. And the thighs are externally rotating, so if you need a focus, you can focus on pressing to the outside edges of both feet. A couple more breaths here, extending fingers away from each other. We're going to flip the right palm and reach it forward to come back. So maybe you take your hand on the hip or the thigh for support, reverse warrior. Gaze can be to those left toes or right fingertips. And we're going to cartwheel the hands down, but keep the left hand planted. Open the right arm up, take a twist. The left heel, lengthen. Sliding into the left hand. And then bring the right hand down to frame the foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Inhale in your plank or drop knees, chest, and chin. Or we'll lower down Chaturanga Dandasana. Stretch the sternum forward. Or up dog or cobra. And press back through hands and knees to child's pose. Rest here. And on an inhale, tabletop, tuck the toes, down dog. Few breaths in your down dog, expanding into this shape and beyond. We're going to inhale the left leg up and back, reach through the heel and lengthen. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest, round the spine. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, draw it in. Belly pulls in. Inhale, up and back, lengthen away. And exhale, draw it in, round the shoulders, and step it through. Drop the back heel down. Come up to warrior two. Again, right foot turned in slightly from parallel to the short edge of the mat. Tailbone gently tucking. And fingertips reaching away from each other. Bending a little more into that front left knee. If you find that your knee is going past your toes, just creep the toes forward. Breathing and pressing in to the outside edge of the right foot. Externally rotating and opening the left leg. To keep it right over that ankle. Flipping the left palm, reach it forward, 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 until you can, and then reach it back. Avoid putting your hand on your knee always. Just come from the shoulder, not skipping the shoulder. And then we'll cartwheel the hands down, pop up onto the right toes, plant the right palm. You can take your left hand to the low back before extending it up. Deep breaths here. And exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, lower down knees, chest, chin, or shoulders come forward, bend the elbows. Chaturanga. Inhale up to cobra or up dog. And exhale back to child's pose. Breathe here. on an inhale, look forward, come to tabletop, tuck the toes, find downward dog. Breathing your down dog. We're going to walk the hands back towards the feet, finding our forward fold. And grab opposite elbows. And just let the upper body hang heavy. Gaze at your knees or past them. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Let's go ahead and release the arms and take the hands to the back of the ankles and draw the chest closer toward the thighs. If you're not coming down this far, go ahead and just see, maybe grabbing the backs of the thighs, but we're trying to reach the chest closer to the thighs. And we're going to slowly roll up here, so rounding the spine, but pressing extra firmly into both feet like you're pulling the mat apart. And then as slowly as you can, stacking the vertebra. Let's go ahead and inhale the arms around and up. Palms come together at the heart space for a moment. Bring the shoulder blades together on the back, opening the collarbones across the chest. And now take the palms to face forward. Really pressing actively into both feet so the kneecaps lift. Samastiti heat. Equal standing pose. So the goal might be in the name. And from here we're going to step the feet wide. So go ahead and find your way there. Just kind of creeping the toes forward and sinking the hips. So if you're not as flexible in the hips, you might be higher. That's perfectly fine. Just make sure the knees and toes are tracking in the same direction. Take some breaths here. And really press into both feet, almost like you start to lift up. And we're going to inhale the arms around and up as we straighten the legs. Exhale, hands in prayer. Inhale, reach around and up. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. You're reaching through those arms and fingertips. Exhale, sink, hold here, belly in. Tailbone gently tucking, not over tucking. Then take the hands to the thighs with the thumbs pointing in. We'll take the right shoulder and dip it in here. We're opening the left shoulder back. Deep breaths. And then inhale, come back to center. Open the right shoulder, turn the left shoulder in. Pressing the knees open. So you're gently activating through the glutes. Keeping that tension in the feet. Deep breath. And inhale back to center. And we'll heel toe the feet towards each other. But we're going to take Malasana, so we're really just going to drop the hips here. Feel a little closer. And take the hands in prayer, pressing the knees open, but you don't really need to do that. Just activating through the glutes will take care of that for you. We're going to go ahead and release the hips down to the earth. Take the legs and open them for your stretch. So yours might look different than mine. That's okay. What's important is both sitting bones are grounding into the earth. Now walk the chest forward. We're going to stay here for 10 long breaths. So if you've overestimated your flexibility, go ahead and come out of it somewhat. so that you're able to breathe deeply. If you're not able to breathe deeply, your body will not release in the stretch. Now on an inhale, look forward, walk yourself up. We're going to take our hands in prayer and tilt over to the left side. So this is so you can keep your chest open, and then just find support with the left hand and release the right arm up and over. Able to grab the toes, see if you can open the chest toward the sky, looking up under the right arm. If not, just stay where you're at. And then on an inhale, come back up and then turn the chest toward the extended left leg, bringing the chest down to your degree of stretch. Wherever you land, release there, breathe deeply. And on an inhale, lift your toes, press yourself up, and we'll go to the other side. So hands in prayer, and then tilting over to the right. And then maybe bringing the arm down, right arm down, left arm up and over. If that's too much for you, just stay here. One more deep breath in. Exhale, see if you can bend a little more deeply. And on your next inhale, come on up. Turn towards the extended right leg, reaching the chest towards the calf or the knee, whatever is accessible. Keeping both feet gently flexed and both knees gazing toward the sky. Both sitting bones are at least trying to ground into the earth. And on an inhale, lift your toes, pull the belly in, press yourself up, bend the knees and bring them towards each other. We're going to extend the legs in front, nice and long. Again, grounding through the sitting bones. Let's find your Dandasana staff pose, so bringing the shoulder blades together on the back, pressing the palms into the mat. And now taking the arms around and up. Exhale, reach the chest forward. And then 10 deep breaths here. We're about at the halfway point, so go ahead, look at your toes and look forward. Reach the crown of the head a little further forward. See if you can lengthen a little more. Up and down. And on your inhale, lift your toes, pull the belly in, come on up. We're going to come down around onto our back, so go ahead and come onto your back and pull the knees into the chest. You can rock from side to side. And then extend your right arm out to the right and take your left arm around the knees, bringing them over to the left. Arm to help the knees back to center and switch. So the left arm extends, cradle the knees over to the right. Keep that left shoulder plugging into the mat. Give them one more squeeze and then bring the nose to the knees. And then release down for Shavasana. Bring the shoulder blades together on the back, letting the feet flap open, palms face the sky. Soften through the entire body. Let the body feel heavy and tune into the Earth's magnetic energy.